an extra $650 a month for Social Security, SSI, or SSDI. That number is everywhere right now, spreading fast across the internet. But is it actually real, or is it setting people up for disappointment? Let's clear the air. If you're receiving Social Security, SSI, or SSDI, chances are you've already seen the buzz. A possible $650 boost to your monthly income. Naturally, the big question on everyone's mind is this legit? In this video, we're going to dig deep and separate fact from fiction. Because while that $650 figure sounds life-changing, and for many it truly would be, it's also creating a lot of confusion alongside the excitement. So what's really going on here? Before we go further, drop 650 in the comments if you've come across this claim online. Let's see how widespread it really is. Now let's get straight to the point. Is there actually a $650 check or even a guaranteed increase of that amount on the way? Here's the honest answer: it's complicated. It's not a simple yes or no, and that gray area is exactly why so many people are confused right now. But don't worry, we're going to break it all down step by step so you understand exactly what's real, what's still being discussed, and what you should realistically expect in the coming months. Stick with me, because understanding the difference between a one-time payment and a combined long-term increase could save you from false hope. First, let's set the context. Why is this conversation even happening right now? This $650 figure didn't just appear out of nowhere. It's rooted in very real financial pressure that millions of Americans are dealing with daily. The biggest factor? Inflation. You feel it every time you shop for groceries, pay rent, or open your utility bill. Prices have surged across the board, and for people living on fixed incomes, that pressure hits especially hard. The reality is simple: benefits aren't stretching as far as they used to. This isn't just a feeling, it's backed by economic data. There's a growing gap between what Social Security provides and what it actually costs to live. And that gap is exactly what policymakers are trying to address. Now, here's the most important clarification you need to understand. That $650 number is not a single one-time check being sent to everyone. It's not a flat, guaranteed payment. If you see headlines claiming $650 checks approved for all seniors, take that with serious skepticism, because the truth is more complex. That $650 figure represents a potential combined increase, a total that could be reached if multiple policy changes were approved and implemented together. So if it's not one simple check, where could that extra money actually come from? Right now, there are three main ideas being discussed in Washington. Think of these as the three pillars behind the $650 conversation: reforming the cost of living adjustment, COLA, recalculating benefits for certain groups, providing targeted support for vulnerable recipients individually. Each of these could increase benefits. Combined, they could potentially add up to something close to that $650 figure. Let's break each one down. Path number one: COLA reform. This is the one that could impact almost everyone. COLA is the annual adjustment designed to keep your benefits in line with inflation. It's based on a government measure called the Consumer Price Index, or CPI. When inflation rises, your benefits go up. Sounds good in theory, but here's the issue. Many experts argue that the current formula doesn't accurately reflect how seniors and disabled individuals actually spend money. It tends to underestimate key costs like healthcare and housing. So even if your benefits go up by 3%, your real expenses might be rising by 5% or more. That means you're still falling behind. The proposed solution is to switch to a different index, CPIE, which is designed specifically for older Americans and places more weight on medical costs. If that change happens, future COLA increases could be higher. Comment COLA if you feel like current adjustments just aren't keeping up. Now, path number two: benefit recalculation. This one is more targeted. It wouldn't apply to everyone, but for those it does affect, the impact could be significant. This focuses on people who may not be receiving what they truly deserve under updated standards. That includes people who started receiving benefits many years ago, those with long histories of low-wage work, individuals affected by outdated or complex rules. If lawmakers move forward with recalculating benefits for these groups, we're not talking about small changes. For some, this could mean permanent increases of hundreds of dollars per month. And now you can see how that $650 figure starts to come together. Path number 3, targeted relief for SSI and SSDI. This focuses on those facing the most financial hardship. SSI recipients often live with extremely limited income and resources. Proposed changes aim to raise their base monthly payments. SSDI recipients, on the other hand, often deal with high medical costs and limited ability to work. Lawmakers are exploring ways to provide them with additional financial support. Now, let's connect the dots. Imagine someone who qualifies under all 3 areas. They benefit from a higher COLA calculation. They receive a recalculated benefit increase. They also qualify for targeted SSI or SSDI support. In that specific situation, their total monthly increase could approach or even exceed $650. That's where this number actually comes from. Now let's get practical. Who would qualify? When could this happen? And how do you avoid being misled? First, eligibility. The truth is, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. It depends on your specific situation. Which program you're on, retirement, SSI, or SSDI, your current benefit level, your work and earnings history. But most importantly, it depends on which proposals, if any, actually become law. And right now, none of them are finalized. That brings us to timing. As of today, everything is still in the discussion phase. Some changes, like adjustments to COLA, could potentially align with future annual updates, but larger reforms would require new legislation, which can take time, sometimes a lot of time. So here's the key takeaway. Right now, nothing is officially approved. If you want updates the moment something becomes real, drop update in the comments. And because all of this is still being debated, it creates the perfect environment for misinformation to spread. You've probably seen the flashy headlines and viral videos claiming this is already happening. Be careful. Those claims often say, it's approved, it's coming. But the facts say we're still in a slow, complex policy discussion. Understanding that difference is your best protection against false information. So what should you do? Stick to reliable sources. Go directly to the official Social Security Administration website at ssa.gov. Follow credible, fact-based news outlets. Don't let clickbait headlines create unnecessary stress or false hope. Now here's something that almost no one talks about. Let's say you do receive a significant increase in your Social Security income. Sounds great, right? Well, it could come with a downside. A higher income might push you over eligibility limits for other assistance programs like SNAP or Medicaid. So while your Social Security check increases, you could lose support elsewhere. That's why it's important to look at your full financial picture, not just one benefit. Now let's bring everything together. Here are 4 key takeaways. The $650 figure is a combined estimate, not a single payment. It's driven by real economic challenges, especially inflation. There's no confirmed timeline. It depends on policy decisions. Misinformation is everywhere. Rely on official sources. At the end of the day, major policy changes take time, and many proposals never become law. The best thing you can do is stay informed, understand what's actually being discussed, and be prepared for potential changes. Because in situations like this, knowledge really is your strongest advantage. If you made it this far, you're clearly someone who values facts over hype. Hit like so more people can find accurate information instead of rumors. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss real updates when they happen. Drop facts in the comments if you're tired of misleading headlines, or hope if you're still optimistic this increase becomes reality. Because this conversation about $650 isn't just about money. It's about the future of Social Security itself. As discussions continue, the bigger question becomes, how do we adapt this system to meet the real needs of people today? Thanks for watching. Stay informed, and I'll see you in the next one.